Hi everyone, welcome you all to Worldify Academia Hub. Okay, so today in the session we're going to see what is OET and what is the major difference between OET and IELTS and how are we supposed to prepare for both the examinations. So the first session we'll be doing with OET. Okay, so before that, we just have some introduction of what is Worldify. Okay, what we are doing in Worldify. Okay, so this is Worldify Academia Hub. Here we have industry experts, L&D experts, and then visa experts. Okay, so we do have trainers. So we all collectively work towards our students, those who have dream to study, work, or to settle across the English-speaking countries. So we do have some mission. So the mission is that we provide a world-class EdTech learning. So if you would ask me what is world-class EdTech learning, that's nothing but it's an online platform. Okay, so you have a trainer who's sitting across in the online platform with you. So any program that you choose, is it OET or IELTS, the trainer will be available. So the trainer will be scheduling the classes and you will be attending the sessions. Okay, so it's not a recorded module that will be given to you. So you will have a trainer to work towards your weakness and to just prepare you for the examination, whichever program you choose with us. Okay, so next one is we do give you a trusted counseling support here. Okay, so we found that our students had some difficulties in the processing, or it can be because it can be for the placements, or it can be with the queries with the visa process, or any process that you do in with this placements. Okay, so we have counselors here. So 24/7 counselors are available. So anytime if you have any doubts, you can reach them and they're all approachable to help you out. So program wise, we offer you OET nurses, OET professionals, IELTS academic test, and IELTS general test. So what is OET nurses? OET is nothing but occupational English test. So we have it for nurses, and other than nursing, we have other 11 professionals, those who write OET and that's getting accepted by the English speaking countries. And the next one is IELTS. So IELTS is nothing but International English Language Testing System. So we have two things in IELTS. One is academic test, another one is general test. So academic test is for people, those who want to study or to work in English speaking countries. And general test is taken by people, those who opt for Canada PR, that's permanent residence. Those who opt for that, they go with general test. Okay, so these are the programs offered by Worldify. So anything which is you comfortable with, okay, so you can choose that program. So there is no compulsion that you have to go only with OET or you have to go with only with IELTS. Okay, choice is always is our students. Okay, only we are guiding them. Okay, so in OET, major difference between OET and IELTS is that in OET you will be having healthcare related question popping up and coming in, whereas in IELTS you will have general question that comes in. So this is the major difference, and most of the time we find that healthcare professionals are comfortable with OET compared to IELTS. Okay, so as you go with OET or IELTS, your ambition or your aim immediately changes, right? So the aim becomes that you have to clear OET in the first attempt and you strive for it. So as trainers, we also do the same thing in Worldify. We make sure that our students clear or crack OET in the first attempt. Okay, so your ambition becomes our ambition as well. So we give 100% from our side. So we would require it to come from both the sides, not only from our side, we would require that from the student side as well. So if it is both the side 100%, automatically the destination will be reached on time. Okay, so can you all spot yourself in which profession you belong to? Is it nursing or the other 11 professionals? Okay, so whichever profession you belong to, you can spot yourself into it. Okay, so these are the professions by which the candidates is selected in the English speaking countries nowadays. Okay, so these are the English speaking countries, those who accept OET. So you have UK, Singapore, Ukraine, Dubai, Namibia, Malta, USA, New Zealand, Australia, and Ireland. they all accept OET, but they do have different criteria. Okay, they don't have the same criteria by which they take in candidates. They have their own criteria to accept candidates. Okay. So these are the countries, okay, those who accept OET, but they have different categories or different criteria for them to take in candidates. For Australia, it's all the 4 modules you're supposed to get B. In New Zealand, all the 4 modules you're supposed to get B again. For UK, it's again 3B and C plus. Okay, so 3Bs are like listening, reading, and speaking. You have to get B, and C plus with writing. Okay, so if it is USA, you have to get B in all the 4 modules. Again, in USA, in Florida, it's again C plus with all the 4. So each place, they have different criteria by which they accept the candidates. Okay, UAE, it's B in all the 4. Philippines, it's B for listening, reading, and speaking, and C plus with writing. Namibia is again B in all the 4. Ukraine, Singapore. So for both the things, it's B in all the 4. And Malta, it's C plus with 3, like listening, reading, and writing. They accept candidates with C plus and B with speaking. Spain, we have B in all the 4. Canada, B in all the 4. Okay, so as I told you, we have 4 modules. We have listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So you have to give equal importance to all the 4 modules. There is no separate criteria like listening, we have to concentrate more, reading, we have to concentrate more. No, we have to give equal importance to all the 4 modules. Okay, so we'll just see what are these modules and how are this examination going to happen and what are the parts that going to come in, how the questions are going to come in, and most important thing, how are we supposed to prepare for the examination. Okay, so are you all ready? Yes, we'll go into the session now. So it's about first module. The very first module is OET listening. So here your listening ability will be the primary one that's getting assessed. We have part A, part B, and part C. In part A, it's going to be a consultation extract, which will be about 5 minutes. Okay, so you'll have 12 questions. So if you would ask me how the questions will be coming in, this is the way the questions will be put up. So you will be having fill in the blanks. Okay, so it's going to be a conversation. So you'll be hearing an audio. We don't call them as audio here. We call them as an extract. Okay, so audio extract. So you will hear the extract, which will be about 5 minutes conversation. Okay, mostly between a healthcare professional and a patient. So that's called as consultation extract. So you will hear it for about 5 minutes. You hear it. As you hear it, you will be filling in the blanks. So you will be having 12 fill in the blanks belonging to the first extract and the next 12 fill in the blanks belonging to the next extract. So you will be having 24 fill in the blanks. So you will be having 24 questions in part A. Okay. So next is part B. In part B, it's going to be a short workplace extract. Okay, so it's a short extract. So for part A, I told it's about 5 minutes extract. Here, it's going to be only 1 minute extract. But all the 6 questions together, they don't have one extract. We have each extract given to each question. So one question will have one extract separately. So they give you time for you to read that one question with the multiple choice options. Okay, so the multiple choice options will be displayed like this. So you'll have a question in it, and then below that you will be given 3 options and you will be selecting the best option. Okay, so you will hear, they'll display this question this way. Okay, and then you will be hearing the extract. As you hear the extract, you will select the option. Okay, so this way you will be having 6 questions in part B. So next is part C. Again, part C is going to be MCQ, the same pattern, but there is a slight difference in it. The difference is that it's going to be 2 extracts that you're going to hear in part C. Okay, so the first extract, you will have 6 questions beneath it. So the 6 questions will have three options for each question. Okay, so it's a multiple choice question. So you'll be having 6 questions. So all the 6 questions belong to the first audio. Then the next 6 questions will be displayed belonging to the next extract. So totally you will be having 2 extracts, and then you will be having questions of about 12. So part A you have 24 questions, part B you have 6 questions, and part C you have 12 questions. Next is reading. Okay, in reading format, again, we have 3 parts, part A, part B, and part C. But here there's a challenge. Okay, that's a real challenge, I would say, because you need a time management skill here. Part A, it's going to be a pressure being applied here. The pressure is that they give you 15 minutes and you're supposed to answer 20 questions. Okay, that's a real challenge, right? So you have less than 1 minute to answer one question. So you have to be very vigilant and you have to be very concentrative at this point, because time management plays an important role. And you have to know, for OET reading, again, it's going to be 42 questions. Okay, so half the question belongs to part A. That's 20 questions out of 42 belong to part A. So you have to be really concentrative in part A. Okay, so next one is part B and part C. So in parts B and C together, they give you 45 minutes. So part B, it's going to be what is that? 6 questions comes in. That's a multiple choice question. Okay, so here you will be given 6 questions, which is having 3 options for each. Okay, so you'll be selecting the best option, but you will be having separate paragraph. Okay, so one question belonging to one paragraph, you read the paragraph, you understand it, and you select the option. Okay, so that way 6 questions will be given and 6 separate paragraphs will be given. Next is part C. Part C, you will be having a lengthy paragraph. Okay, after the lengthy paragraph is given, will be given your questions. So around 8 questions will be given, and the second lengthy paragraph in the second 8 questions. So you will be given 16 questions in part C. So part A, you have 20 questions. Part B, you have around 6 questions, and part C, you have 8 plus 8, 16 questions. Okay, so next is OET writing. Okay, in OET writing, you have 45 minutes of time. Okay, so here your writing ability is going to be the one that's going to be assessed. Okay, so that's important, right? So writing, we write so many letters. The same way here also we are writing a letter. But this letter is going to be a formal letter which you are writing about your patient. Okay, so that's going to be a referral letter, transfer letter, or it can be a discharge letter. Okay, so that depends upon the case note that's given. So they give you a case note this way, which will be about 2 to 3 pages length. Okay, so it will have detailed history of your patient. You read the case note and they give you the task at the end of the case note stating it's a referral letter or a transfer letter. So kindly refer your patient to so and so. Okay, it should be mostly a healthcare professional, or it can be a non-healthcare professional as well. Okay, so any help they require, you'll be writing the letter with. Okay, so your letter writing will be assessed on certain criteria as in OET. We have purpose. In the purpose, they check whether the letter that you're writing is serving the purpose. Okay, is the reason for what you're writing the letter is being put up in the letter or not? That will be the first one that they assess. Next one is content. So as I told you, it's going to be a 3 pages case note, right? So you cannot put all the 3 pages in your letter. Your letter should be very concise and it should have only relevant content in it. Next one is language. In language, they check your grammatical accuracy, the way you use your vocabularies, spelling mistakes. Okay, is there any spelling mistake, punctuations? All these things plays an important role with your language. Next is genre and style. In genre and style, we check out whether you use abbreviations, or is it the abbreviation is acceptable or not? Is it appropriate to the reader? Okay, so the tone, everything will be assessed in genre and style. Next, we have organization and layout. So is the letter well organized? Is it well laid according to the reader? So all these things are assessed in organization and layout. And then we have conciseness and clarity. In conciseness and clarity, we make sure that the letter is concise and it is effective. Is it summarizing effectively? Okay, so whatever is required. So maximum the content can be 1.5 sides and not more than that. Okay, are you all clear? Yes. So next one is OET speaking. In OET speaking, your speaking ability will be the most important one that's getting assessed. Okay, so you'll be having 2 role plays that you're supposed to do. Okay, so they give you a preparation time. They give you a role play card like this, and you'll be taking up the role play as a profession. Okay, professional person. So you'll be doing it as a nurse, and you will have an interlocutor. Okay, we don't call them as examiners here, we call them as interlocutors. So the interlocutor will be sitting exactly opposite to you in the examination. So they will take up the role as a patient or a caretaker, and you will be doing the role play as a nurse. Okay, and you will be doing the role play as a nurse. Fine. So this way we'll be having 2 role plays that we are supposed to do. Okay, first they give you some preparation time. They give you the role play card in your hand. You prepare and then you start the conversation. Okay, and then they assess your conversation. Okay, so you have to understand, for all the professionals, reading and listening is going to be the same. Whereas writing and speaking will be profession specific. For example, if you are a doctor, then you will be taking up the writing and speaking as a doctor. If you are a nurse, you will be taking the writing and speaking as a nurse. Okay, so if you are an optometrist, so you'll be doing the writing and speaking as an optometrist. Okay, that is the major difference. Okay, so your speaking assessment, your speaking ability will be assessed on certain criteria. We have two major criteria, that is linguistic criteria, and the next one is clinical communication criteria. Under linguistic criteria, we do have some sub criteria. We have intelligibility, fluency, appropriateness of language, uses of grammar and expression. So in intelligibility, they check your pronunciation, intonations, the accent of yours. Is it very clear? So if you would ask me what is intonation, so when I speak, I should have some stresses on certain words, whereas I'm not supposed to stress on certain words. So there should be a pattern like an ECG in my speech, right? So there should be ups and downs. That is more important for the listener to understand what you're speaking. So that's intonation. Next one is fluency. Are you stammering in the middle? So how is your language? Is it fluent enough for the listener to understand? Okay, that is more important. Next, appropriateness of language. They check the impact of your language, the tone, the professionalism that you maintain throughout the language. All these things are important. Next one is uses of grammar and expression. Here your grammatical accuracy, vocabulary choices, all these things plays an important role, and all these things are assessed as well. Okay, so after linguistic criteria, we have clinical communication criteria. We have relationship building. In relationship building, the important thing is the rapport that you build with your patient, right? So daily we do that, but here it's going to be a different one. Here they're going to assess it. That's it. Okay, so that's a day-to-day activity of us with our patient as healthcare professionals. But the same thing here, but it's a little bit different. Here it's going to be a relationship building, the first choice. They check whether your conversation, are you empathetic throughout your conversation? Are you giving a listener's comfort? Okay, so all these things are being assessed. Next one is understanding and incorporating the patient's perspective. The impact of how fully you involve the patient in the conversation. Are you interrupting them in the middle? Are you giving them space to speak? All these things are important. Next one is providing structure. So you have to organize the information that you get it. So you have to organize it in such a way that the person is able to understand. Okay, the listener is able to understand. They don't get confused. At last, the information should pass on to them. Next one is information gathering. Are you gathering adequate information? Okay, so are you collecting history adequately for the task that's given to you? Next is information giving. So the way you provide information, is it in a haphazard manner? No. Or is it in a well organized and in a manner the listener is able to understand? Okay, all these things are assessed. Fine. So here you have to understand grammar plays a vital role with two important modules, especially with writing and speaking. Okay, so you have to get a basic structures of sentence structure, tenses, passive voice, punctuations, preposition, and articles. Because if you would get a basic of all these things, you will be able to get a good score, especially with grammar accuracy in writing and speaking. Okay. So once you choose the program, it will be a 2-month session here in Worldify. Okay, so after 2 months of session, along with that, you will get a free foundation support. That's the grammar support. Okay, which will be more than 10 hours of support you will be getting. And after that, you will be placed in practice session. So after 2 months of the program, where you will get the strategies, the tips and tricks, how to clear the examination. And then you will be placed in the practice session where you start practicing. Okay, so sometimes our students, each individual is different, right? So our students, they actually think they want to immediately go for the examination, so immediately they will appear for the examination and they clear it. Sometimes they would like to have some practice sessions, so they will be in practice session, and when they feel they are ready for the examination, they book the examination and go for it. So we have something called as rapid revision session, which is a 5-hour session which you can unlock it just before your examination. Okay, so you'll be getting real-time session. As I told you, it's going to be a trainer who's going to sit with you and train you in the program that you have selected, and it will be flexible timing. So morning session you can attend, if not you can attend the evening session as well. It will be exam driven preparation. You will get non-stop assignments here. So again, I told you it's going to be a two-way process. As you do your assignments and give it to your trainers, they'll be always ready to correct it and send it to you. You'll get live quizzes, mock support. Okay, and then you can even take up the talking e-books, talking e-assignments, talking e-mock capsules. Okay, so these are some of our scorers scoreboards where they have got B in all the 4 modules. Okay, again, this person has got B in all the 4 modules. Okay, fine. So Worldify, we have 1000 plus OET achievers and also 4000 plus IELTS achievers. We would like to have you as one among them as well. Okay, to add up the number. Fine. So our students are always achievers wherever they go in. So for admission process, do contact the admission officer. They'll help you. Thank you so much for attending the session. Hope it was a good one and you understood something or learned something from the session. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.